Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 3 of our new Minecraft Let's Play series. We really need to give this thing a better name. Any suggestions? Leave them in the comments below. Now, we finished off the last episode working on this mob farm and preparing to go to the Nether. Portal's somewhere down there. And we need to go to the Nether to get some quartz for observers because this farm is observer and dispenser based. So to prep for the Nether, I think we definitely need to make some better armor. We're currently wearing some gold stuff we found in the chest near our ruined nether portal, but we definitely are going to need some heavier stuff going into the nether. So we're going to make some iron armor for right now. We do have some diamonds, but I don't feel like wasting those right now on armor, because there is a very high chance that we're going to die. Another thing we're going to want to have is a shield, and if we grab some wood here. Okay, I've gotten pretty well everything we need. Sans food, I have a little bit of bread, a little bit of steak, a little bit of dried kelp, and 2 pieces of emergency rotten flesh. A little bit of wood and iron in case we need it. 2 swords, an axe, pickaxes, a shield, full iron armor. I think we're good to go. Alright, that is the stuff we're here for. That was a bit of a lag spike. Well, that's not good. That's what I expected. Alright, now that we got that quartz, we can craft up some observers, and let's get some more work done on this mob farm. Alright, so we just finished up getting the water system in place, and we have a little bit of a bug in that 2 of the floors stay dry, while the other 2 stay flooded, and they should all flood at once, and then all dry at once. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. It'll still work, it just might not be quite as efficient. Okay, it just now occurred to me. If we pull up the F3 screen, we're in the mushroom fields biome. Okay, it just now occurred to me. If we pull up the F3 screen, we're in the mushroom fields biome. Now I built it here to optimize spawn rates because nothing could spawn around it. What I failed to realize until just now is that the farm itself is in a mushroom fields biome, so nothing will spawn in it. I built it here to optimize spawn rates because nothing could spawn around it. What I failed to realize until just now is that the farm itself is in a mushroom fields biome, so nothing will spawn in it. Okay, I got that rebuilt next to the mesa. Alright, after I got that mob farm moved, I went and did a bunch of off-camera mining, and our double chest here of valuables is pretty well full at this point. There's just 1 inventory slot left. We've got a bunch more items smelting up in our furnaces, but now that we're rolling in all these goodies, including 42 diamonds and a very special book I'll get to later, it's time to wear something a bit fancier. That's right, we're rocking a golden crown. Now, the reason we're wearing this crown is because I have come up with some great plans for what our base is going to be. And the idea here is we're going to cut off all the other biomes of the mesa and the desert and everything off from the mycelium, and we are going to build up a huge castle, fortress, and a city and village and everything in our mycelium kingdom. And then the idea is to have the mesa and the badlands and all those other, and the desert and all those other biomes be the enemies attacking us, and we'll be fortified within our mycelium kingdom. So I've been gathering up a whole bunch of materials. We've started smelting up some stone, and I've started trying to collect some more andesite because that's going to be a big part of the build palette. You can say I have a bunch more stone smelting up here. So I'm going to start planning out where we're going to build everything and kind of get a general idea for the layout of the area. Then I'll check back with once that's done. Alright, so I've been flying around on the spectator account, having a look at things, and I've come up with a general plan for what we're going to do for the base. So I want to build a narrative style base. Now in Minecraft there are 2 sorts of bases. You have an experience base and a narrative base. An experience base, you kind of just take it in as you're walking through, and it's more of something to look at, whereas a narrative base is something that it tells a story as you're walking through it, and you can kind of feel the backstory and the lore behind what the base is, and if this were a real world, kind of what the history would be. And so the idea here, as I said before, is to have our mycelium islands established as our kingdom, and then have the Badlands and the Mesa as the enemy territories trying to invade. And so what I've come up with so far for plans is to have, we're going to rip out this entire desert mesa area right on through here, and this is all going to be terraformed to look nice, so it's like two separate lands. Of course, the entire village will be torn down, and then that will be moved into our kingdom. All the villagers will be moved into there, and we'll have sort of an artificial village for them all to be in. Now, I don't have any plans for what to put in the enemy territory yet, but I definitely have some ideas for our, and so I want to have atop this hill right here be where we build our castle. From around here all the way up and coming around, and have a huge castle. And then down in these cliffs, I want to have, best thing I can think to compare them to would be like hobbit holes, but not really the style of hobbit holes, but the idea of having homes built into the cliffs for maybe the upper class residents, which would probably be our librarians, which we need to definitely get onto, because we need librarians for mending, silk touch, efficiency, unbreaking, all those good books. Anyway, back onto topic. So that will sort of be the center, the capital of our land. And then that will sort of be the capital up over there in, it'll load in the forest area. That'll be sort of the capital of the enemies. And then, as I said, this will all be gone and the villagers will live over here. Then as we go over this way a little ways, over here, there is a peninsula coming off of our island that looks a lot like a backwards Italian peninsula. I want to try and stay contained to our island as much as possible until we update to 1.17, so that we can have as many of the great cave and cliff updates available as we can, because thus far I have not left the island, and I'm trying to stay put here until we update to 1.17. Otherwise, we'll have to go way out in the middle of nowhere to find any of the new caves. And one of the big things I want to use, and the reason why we're probably going to update to 1.17 before it's officially released and play on Snapshot, is because I want to use copper for the roof of the castle. Now, you can do this with a bunch of different blocks, dyeing them different colors with terracottas and concretes and glasses and whatnot, but I really want to use proper copper since it's going to be added to the game soon. And so, definitely going to try and make sure we can get to that. And you might be wondering, since we moved our mob farm over to here, and it's right in between our land and the enemy territory, what we're going to do with that. I want to build up a structure around this, and have it be sort of like an outpost, not like a pillager outpost, but in the sense of maybe sort of a neutral meeting grounds for both sides to come and discuss things. I think that would be great to have. But before we get to any of that other stuff, I think one of the first things I want to start on for the base is this little micro peninsula. And I want to have this be sort of like a dock for importing goods to the capital. And so this little area right here is what I'm going to start on now. So we got this pretty well dug out, and I got a little ways down and I cleared out a bunch of the stone on the higher layers, and then as I kept going I started seeing it sort of taper down this way, and I thought this was going to look really nice and be good for terraforming, so I left all the stone alone from there down. And now what I think I want to have is I want to have a ship sort of right here, some sort of big boat not enormous, but something fair size right in here. And then I want to have sort of a road coming up along this dirt path. I'm kind of outlining here. So yeah, I think this is going to be a great path setup. So you'll come along here, and this will be like a cobble and brick road, and it'll just sort of bring you up like this, kind of have a little bit of a turn, and then it's going to go up, and then it'll go up through the capital gates and into up to the castle. Alright, I am liking this guy. If you're wondering how I made him, I used the Armor Stands book. It is currently in version 2.8. This is available from Vanilla Tweaks. I'll have a link down in the description. This is a great mod for really bringing some life to your build, having these armor stand guys placed all around. And if you're wondering how I got the heads, I just went to the skin decks and downloaded a bunch of free skins, and then I shot myself a bunch of times to get the heads. And that is how we're going to keep mixing up the faces. I did get 3 of this face right here because I really like the look of it, but we're generally going to try and really keep it nice and mixed up with what skins we have, or what heads we have, I should say, throughout our kingdom, so that there's always a different face everywhere instead of just using villager heads. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I always appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos as long as you're here. We have a couple other episodes in this series, as well as a bunch of workshop-oriented content. I'm very excited to get back to work in the next episode, and I will see you then.